grandmother's buttons on our old dresses. They were made out of Tuaga nuts before plastic was invented. Reflectable now, actually. Yeah. And so what we do for turning miniature, I turn mostly miniatures on them. I cut the end off on pliers or some device, keep your fingers away, and then put them on your disc sander and get them flat. And usually they'll have in the bottom of this, there'll be a hole where there was a growth. They're hollow inside.
Sorry.
So I usually put the hole on the bottom to hide it. But you could put it on the top if you want, and just cut it away. So now that we got everything cut off and squared and glued.
What kind of glue do you use?
I use medium, flexible super glue. Flexible, you'll cut your knockoffs in half. Regular super glue will crack too easily.
Is this Peter Pipe's glue he sells?
I'm trying to get him to get it to me, but it's hard to get. More of you would order, we could get some. I buy it from craft supplies.
Lighting's terrible.
And
we could tough it up.
Actually, with my rose engine work, I've been going to steel collets, and I find, so I glue my wood dowel onto a steel collet, and I found it's a lot more accurate, and it also cuts down the vibration because it's got more weight. So this simplifies the task. Okay, so
are you using dowels to glue them on the?
Yes, 3/4 inch dowels. I use 3/4 inch dowel on everything.
And the ingrain will work with glue?
Perfect, no problem. But get it on the, cut it off on your table saw or whatever, but disc sander to make sure it's good and square and perfectly square. And then when you put it on your lathe, don't get a great big 1-inch scraper and put it up there with boot, because I guarantee it's going to knock off right away. Try and use, this is probably the biggest tool I ever use, 3/8 inch gouge. But in a way I like it because it's heavier and it's got more weight, but you don't want to just go real sharp tools, slow cut, delicate cuts, and you'll never knock it off. So with that, let's see if we can knock one off.
By the way, do you have eye protection?
Any questions along the way? I've done this so many thousand times.
Oh, thanks. You're in the down.
How hard is that material? Or dry or whatever?
I've had some nuts that got about 15 years old, and people were kidding me that they were cracking, but I didn't believe it, but they will get brittle after 15 years. You can still turn them, but it's harder because they're brittle. So you got to cut it very slow and sharp. But it's not very hard. I think you can probably see when I start turning it.
Now, if you say you have a hole, if there's a hole in the bottom that you usually glue a dowel to?
Yes. I'm trying to, there's a hole where it's attached to the fruit. It goes right, there'll be a void in the middle of the nut. They all have that void. And I stay away from the larger jumbo nuts now because they have bigger voids. They then have more cracks on the sides. So I'm sticking more to the medium size. And this is probably not the best tool for your beginning because of this material. At first, just start off on the side like that. And this material is lignin and sugar. Get hungry, try to break it.
So you can eat
No fears on.
No.
These attorneys.
But actually, for the beginning, should use a scraper of some kind. I like this one because it's got a real heavy handle. And this is easier to use and safer. But after you turn a couple thousand of these, it gets a little easier. And I've virtually turned thousands of these. This used to be my big seller until beetle nuts came along. That took over. Smaller beetle nuts and cut them up into tiles and glue them all the way around this thing. And this is African blackwood. I got some of that back there if anybody's interested. And then the shell of this Tuaga nut. Can you see that? On the flat, when you turn it around, you'll have the shell of it. So we'll do some of that later on. We'll carve this away, try and make interesting patterns. And I've already rough shaped this. Where that flat is, it's vibrating. And then we'll do that.
Is that a 3/8 inch scraper? What is that?
This is a 1/4 inch.
1/4 inch. Yeah.
M2 steel. I just made this last week. Somebody wanted one, so I made 2 of them. Okay, so I'm just playing around here. Let's see what we got. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention this chuck. I like this chuck because it's safe, nothing to catch you on. It's called a Beal collet chuck. It only cost $100.
You never know they're coming up for $180.
$180 with 6 coppers. These the dental tools typically this shaft is too skinny and it vibrates. So I found these operating tools that work pretty good. And this was a real jewel here. This is a perfect one. It's hard to find that. But actually, this was the tool that I've turned probably on every one of my 10,000 Tuagas. I've used that tool. And it's so, I'm so afraid of wearing it out, I only sharpen it with 600 grit diamond. No more stone on this one.
It's a dental tool? It's a dental tool.
That's a dental tool, but this front, see how heavy the shank is? It doesn't vibrate like your typical real skinny one. I didn't bring any skinny ones because very seldom I use those. They vibrate too much.
What do you do, flea markets?
I've got to the point where I bought 2 from my dentist brand new. He says, "You're crazy. These are expensive operating tools." I don't care. That's what I need. And I'm going to sell a couple pots and pay for them, so sell them to me. And they're really nice. But he's got he's got a couple of catalogs. He gives me a catalog to take home. I can go through and pick out what I want. Because you got to get the right thickness, you got to get the right angle. And this one will only work on a larger, because this shank is too heavy to go in a small one. But this is just based on the Ellsworth style tools. Are you all familiar with that?
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody want me to explain that? Yes. Quick explanation. Ellsworth tool basically takes a straight shaft of any kind of steel, drills a hole in a 45-degree angle on the drill press, then take a piece of tool steel, the 1/8-inch squares that you can buy, they're made in India, you can buy for $1 when they're on sale, and cut them into 4 pieces. Put them on the grinder and grind around on it till it fits in that hole. Stick it in there and put super glue on it, and you got a tool. I've made tools this big that I used to use on big bowls, and they don't come out. They hold it just fine. But for the limitation on this is you got to have. I can't get a small enough bit to put in a small enough piece that will fit in. This is too big for in here. So I had a friend made me these. This will fit in there pretty good. And it's just about as good as a demo tool. So let's see. I'm not sure what this is. I've got a sample. Remind me later.
So what, the hole that's in there now is naturally hollow?
No, I already did this ahead of time to save time. Typically what I would do is take my, glad you asked that because I jump ahead here. Where's my drill? Okay. Typically I'd start out and I'd make a small hole in the end. And I'd take my drill, that will tell us, freehand, drill this out. Just about. Our depth gauge, this is a machinist tool that I like. Could go a hair deeper. And this is a jeweler's tool for measuring diamonds, for measuring wall thickness. It's got the scale already built in. And I've got about 3 sizes of those for different. Let's see what this will do there.
So the hole that was naturally in it is in the other end? From where it was going?
Say, I'm sorry.
The hole that was naturally in it that you mentioned before is in the other end.
It's on the bottom.
Yeah.
It's hidden. It's not quite. It isn't exactly where my shot was at home. So it's right there. But before I do anything, I forgot to measure this. I want to see how much room is left. The only spot I have to worry about is this brown spot. And there's nothing left. Time to quit. So we could go ahead and start the other part. Later on, don't let me forget. I have. Where is it? Here it is. I have a couple samples.
Wow.
I drilled those out, so when I put this in there, you can see where the tooth goes. But remind me before we're done, we'll put this on. I used to do one in wood the same way. But don't let me forget that. All right, let's put this aside. This wasn't my idea. I learned this from a gentleman from Alaska, how to scrape these holes off. Where's my knife? Here we go. And what I usually do is just take this is just an old pocket knife. The hole is a little harder than the tool itself. Try and concentrate on the center of the bark to get better results. And then the outside last.
Ever tried sanding it off or anything like that?
We're trying to get a pattern now, right?
You're getting ahead of me.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
You want on every crowd, you know that? Yeah. Can you see the pattern?
Yeah.
Actually, I usually start with 180 grit. This is 240. Pretty good. Now 400. There's a spot there that I'm just gonna, I could, that spot isn't very pretty, probably get rid of it. Not so easy. Oh well, we'll leave it.
So, how many of these do you go through before you get one that you like? I mean, is it like a 1-to-1 ratio or a 1-to-4 or 1-to-5?
I got a really super good one on a 12, an average one every 6, and the other 6 are that. This one's an average one, not bad. And let's see, but the more experience you have in trying to, where you cut them, the better you're going to get.
Where do you get these?
The table back there.
No, I know. Before that.
They come from, I just told somebody, where did I tell you? Ecuador.
Ecuador, yeah, but how do you acquire them?
I get them through a dealer in New York, 50-pound bags.
Wow.
That's why I sell them here, because you're not going to find them like that any other place.
No.
Craft Supply does the pound box.
Hey, what?
Craft Supply does them.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
1 pound box, like $8.
Okay. Now then, a jeweler friend of mine, I used to polish these with white diamond like this, actually on a wheel. But this doesn't really work very good. So I had a friend that used to make a lot of these. And let's just see what we get here first. I'll probably get a little shine, but not much. Yeah, not much, little. And he says, you should use Zam. This is what the knife makers use. And it doesn't work on the lathe. But I put this on a wheel, and then I take the nut and put it on, charge the wheel with the Zam and put this on there. You can see this gets pretty, that's old already. It gets a real nice shine, let's put it that way. But you've got to put a lot of pressure on it. I couldn't do it. I kept telling him, it doesn't work. He says, you're not doing it right. So it's like, you come here, you do it. So I made him do it on my lathe. And he went, wow, oh, that's the secret. Got to have a lot of pressure and it just zooms, pop right out. So you can buy this. In fact, what's the wood supply shop in San Carlos?
Oh, Woodcraft.
Woodcraft used to sell this. I don't know if they still do. Right here, okay. And then you can see the bottom too. Everybody hungry? Ready for the next one to go on its square now. And guess what? Can hardly see the hole in the bottom.
Yep. What we got here?
So what did you glue into that again? You said that was the hole where it was on the tree, right?
Yeah, and this one is, it doesn't show. I'm amazed.
Huh.
Usually you see a little hole left over there.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
So you've got like a little nail on the bottom. Will you sand that down so that it doesn't rock?
No. This is a homemade wooden collet. Can you see the saw cuts in there? So I've got about 40 sizes of these. And I got the one that this fits inside, and I shove it inside. And I put it in a chuck, and if it isn't tight, I put tape around it. So now it's in here, and I turn the bottom. So it looks like a fully finished bowl. People don't want just a sanded off plain piece. They want to look like a finished piece.
What's the collet made out of? What's the collet made out of?
Wood.
Yeah, I know what kind of wood.
Cheapest thing I got laying around. Something fairly soft, actually. So flex.
So you don't use like maple, you use something like birch or something? What's the wood the cabinet makers use that's green?
Poplar?
Poplar. Poplar would be a good one. It's very soft and flexible. But I've got every kind of size of this in my shop.
You sign them?
Yes. Get double the price if you sign it.
But how small, what are you using as a tool? Right, is it you engraving it or
No, I'm just using a real fine, it's like a Sharpie, it's a permanent marker, but it's a real fine one. I sign everything. And a few of my blackwood pieces, that doesn't work. So I still haven't found a good, I've tried gold pins and I've tried vibrators and carvers, and I've never really found anything very, very good. But yeah, everything is sanded and finished and bottoms turned. Try and make it look as good as possible. Because I'm trying to appeal to collectors who say, ooh, ah, they do that, and that's what it is. Wooden dolls aren't oversized, and you have to. That's another reason I don't like the wood.
Ouch.
Wow.
You're ready.
No finish. Just buffed with, I never put any finish, no wax, nothing. Just sand. And these were all buffed with sand. Some of these are probably 5-10 years old. And see, this for sure is old. This is 10 years old. And it's still got the shine to it.
So what you need really is a collet chuck and several of these dental tools really to kind of do what you do, right?
Either dental tools or make your own, or have a friend that makes them for you. But the curve, this curve here is important. See how this point is almost lined up with the shank?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's important. But you still have the curve to get on the inside. But yeah, ideally you want that as close to center as possible.
That was made for you.
Yeah. In fact, yeah, this one I've got some connections at the community college in the welding shop. My wife works with community college.